Imagine for a minute that you're a farmer from a couple thousand years ago. You've been growing apples for a while now, and you're looking for a way to mix up your diet as the applesauce is coming out of your ears. You know a friend who has a friend that farms potatoes and is experiencing a similar problem. He's willing to make a trade so you can enjoy the various possibilities of a simple potato. You both agree on a rate of 1 potato for 2 apples and finish off the trade with a simple handshake. There's no intermediary, no fees. You didn't have to show him your driver's license or anything. You just traded a raw material with someone else. Now let's fast forward to about 50 years ago for another scenario where you're living in your mom's basement. You're in between jobs and are trying to make a quick buck by selling the apples that are growing in mommy's yard. You open up the garage so people passing by can get them off your hands, and with the cash you've earned, you go to McDonald's to buy some fries and a big, fat, juicy burger that goes along with it. The cash is used as a currency, something to meet in the middle so you don't need to find a farmer willing to trade his potatoes for your apples, and McDonald's is the intermediary, always able to provide you with the fast food you want to please your tummy. In return for making your life easier, you pay McDonald's a small fee, and off you go back to the basement. As time goes on, more and more people start realizing how easy and fast they're getting served at McDonald's, which is why the manager decides to increase his fees and keeps doing this over and over again. A bit of a long intro, but what I'm getting at is that a decentralized exchange like PulseX combines the best of these two worlds. Instead of one centralized entity providing all of the fries and another all of the apples, this is being provided by many different people in what's called a liquidity pool. Anyone can become a liquidity pool provider by putting in an equal dollar amount of both assets, making them available for other users to swap one for the other. In this case, we're not talking about potatoes and apples anymore, but about cryptocurrencies like Hex and Icosa. If you want to trade some of your Icosa for Hex, you just have to enter the amount you want to swap, and after paying a small fee, the pool will return you an equal dollar amount of Hex. There are hundreds of different liquidity pools, and when one of the tokens in a pool becomes more scarce, the price of that token goes up. The law of supply and demand. Something called an automated market maker, or AMM bot, uses an algorithm to deal with this demand without the intervention of an intermediary. There's no counterparty risk. To keep this video easy to understand, I won't elaborate on this part too much, but what you do need to know is that the AMM bot needs enough people to come in and provide liquidity. When the liquidity in one of the pools is too low, the slightest purchase could move the price of one of the assets so significantly that it runs away from you, causing you to pay more for less. This price slippage is something to avoid and is why liquidity providing must be incentivized as much as possible. Richard Hart, the founder of PulseX, came up with several different strategies to make his decentralized exchange the primary one on PulseChain, and more important, to keep it that way. The first thing he made sure of is that his DEX offers the cheapest fees for the end users that are trading in and out of the pools. The platform only charges a 0.29% platform fee on every transaction, while most exchanges charge a 0.3%. It's also worth mentioning that PulseX has a first mover advantage on the PulseChain network, resulting in the most liquid exchange, which is extremely important for bigger players who are trading in larger volumes and are looking for the best deals with low slippage. Secondly, the tokenomics of the PulseX token are shining a bright light on the exchange. It has a buy and burn feature where 21% of all the platform fees are being used to buy PulseX tokens and send it to a contract that only has one single function of burning them, never to return to the market. To give you an idea, in the first couple of days alone, more than 20 billion PulseX was sent to this contract, and this was before the majority of the crypto market had access to PulseChain. It's like a whale buying up the price of PulseX every single day without being able to sell it ever again. Anyway, next to this percentage going to the buy and burn, 76% of all trading fees are distributed to the liquidity providers, and the remaining 3% goes to an address that you should have no expectations of. In order to make liquidity providing on PulseX more lucrative than on other exchanges like Uniswap, an additional token has been implemented. This INC token, or incentive token, is being awarded to the liquidity providers on top of the platform fees. PulseX token holders are able to vote which trading pairs receive this incentive token and at what rate. This is being automated in a DAO, which stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. PancakeSwap has a similar functionality, with the difference being that it incentivizes their liquidity providers with the Cake token itself. This causes their token to be net inflationary most of the time, as the buy and burn function has to counter the inflation. Whereas the addition of the incentive token prevents PulseX from ever inflating and becomes extremely deflationary when the volume on the exchange picks up over the years. Let me know down below what you think this could mean for price performance, and hit the like button while you're down there if this explanation has taught you anything so far. It would be much appreciated for the many hours going into making these videos. Do remember though that there's no financial advice on this channel. I'm just gathering the facts so my lazy friends don't have to. Anyway, the inflation of the incentive token decreases over time, making it harder and harder for liquidity providers to earn INC. If you consider providing liquidity, you must know that you might have already received one side of the pair for free when PulseChain launched. The only thing you have to do is bridge over the other side of the pair from Ethereum to PulseChain. PulseRamp, the PulseChain bridge, will transfer the value of your tokens across by converting them into a wrapped version that retains the same value as the original. This way, PulseChain can become a cheaper home for all of your tokens, and PulseX can be used to pair these wrapped tokens with their free versions in order to earn INC. However, be aware of the risks involved, such as impermanent loss. More research is required, as this is an advanced strategy. Those looking for a less risky strategy can take advantage of the single-sided staking feature. In this feature, you stake your PulseX tokens in order to earn several different tokens. These tokens will probably be provided by recently launched new projects, and it's for the PulseX holders to vote which pools are actually created. There is no lockup period, and there are no risks involved whatsoever. You're simply given the option to sit back and earn yield while the buy and burn feature does its thing and makes PulseX more scarce every single day. PulseX is a fork of the most battle-tested exchange on Ethereum, turning it into a cheaper and more profitable one for both transacting and liquidity providing. Soon, it will even have a feature to set limit orders so trades can be executed automatically when preferred parameters are met. But most importantly, I think it's safe to say that it doesn't just have a token duct taped onto it. Let me know down below what your opinion is and in what way you might be using PulseX. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and click the links in the description if you want to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.